In a land shrouded in mist and shadow, tales of a forsaken tower stood as grim whispers among the villagers. The tower, lost in the heart of the Blackwood Forest, was said to imprison a maiden named Rapunzel, whose silver hair flowed from the highest window like a lifeline for any brave soul daring enough to rescue her. However, every hero who ventured into the forest had vanished without a trace, leaving behind only echoes of their despair. One such hero, Sir Rowan, a knight with a heart of iron and a reputation for bravery, took it upon himself to end the curse that had claimed so many. His quest was driven by an oath to his fallen comrades and a burning determination to end the suffering of the fabled maiden. Armed with a sword that gleamed with enchantments and a lantern filled with sacred oil, Sir Rowan ventured into the forest, his path illuminated only by the lantern's light and the ominous hum of unseen creatures. The forest seemed alive with malevolence, its ancient trees twisted and gnarled like skeletal fingers clawing at the sky. The air was thick with an unsettling quiet, occasionally pierced by a faint rhythmic humming that seemed to drift from the tower. The melody was hauntingly beautiful, a siren call that beckoned Sir Rowan deeper into the forest. After what felt like an eternity, Sir Rowan finally reached the base of the tower. The structure loomed above him, its stone walls cloaked in ivy and shadows. The only means of entry was Rapunzel's silver hair cascading down its length. Sir Rowan grasped the strands, their silken texture almost too smooth, and began his ascent. As he climbed, the humming grew louder, filling his senses with an unnerving resonance. He reached the top and clambered through the open window, stepping into a dimly lit room. The light from his lantern revealed a sight that took his breath away. A figure seated in the center of the room, surrounded by threads of silver. It was Rapunzel. Her beauty was otherworldly, her eyes closed as if in serene sleep, and her silver hair spread out like a halo. Sir Rowan approached, his heart pounding with a mix of anticipation and unease. He reached out to touch her, but something felt off. The skin beneath his fingertips was cold and unyielding, unlike any living flesh. As he examined her more closely, he saw the truth that sent a shiver down his spine. Rapunzel was not a maiden, but a finely crafted silk doll, spun with exquisite detail, but devoid of life. Before he could react, the room's shadows began to twist and writhe, revealing the true horror behind the facade. From the darkened corners of the room emerged the demonic spider enchantress, her eyes glowing with malevolent glee. Her legs, long and spindly, moved with an eerie grace as she approached Sir Rowan. The humming he had heard was the eerie chant of her dark magic, a lure to ensnare the unwary. The enchantress's form was a grotesque blend of arachnid and human, her face twisted into a sinister smile. "Brave hero, stupid hero, delicious hero," she hissed, her voice a chilling whisper. Sir Rowan drew his sword, but before he could make a move, the enchantress's magic ensnared him in a web of white silk. As the web tightened around him, he realized with dawning horror that the fate of every hero who had come before him was sealed within the same web, their bodies now feeding the enchantress's insatiable hunger. In his final moments, Sir Rowan's gaze locked onto the false Rapunzel, her vacant face a silent testament to the deceit that had lured him to his doom. The room filled with the sounds of the enchantress's triumphant humming as she prepared her next feast, the truth of Rapunzel's fate remaining hidden behind a veil of horror and illusion. The Blackwood Forest remained silent once more, its secrets locked away within the grim walls of the tower, waiting for the next soul foolish enough to heed its haunting call. Thank you for watching, noble soul. I hope you liked the tale I told. If you're interested in another story with a luring temptress, go and watch Polaris, the North Star.